want it. That's the title of this video, and that's, like I said, that's what I want to talk about today. Because I know y'all probably like, what in the world is it? What is she talking about? That kind of thing. Some people just don't want success in their life. Some people would rather just keep they're doing, using, abusing others, and not trying to, of course, do anything better. And the reason why I'm doing this video, I've seen this happen not just in my own family, but of course in the clients that I work with as well. Over the last, I couldn't tell you how many years. I'm 49, so I guess 47 years, I guess. Once I got to realize and know who people were and that kind of thing as a little kid. Like I said, there's some people that just don't want it, y'all. And sometimes we have to learn how to let those people go, especially if they're doing something that we don't want. That includes kids, that includes mom, dad, that includes brother, sister, that includes old friends or new friends, whoever it is, co-workers, jobs. It includes all those things, not just people. If they're doing something that you don't like and you don't want, sometimes, like I said, we have to switch lanes, and sometimes we have to let people go and love them from a distance. There's nothing wrong with that. And like I said, I know I mentioned kids and or adult children earlier. I just know that, like I said, I've seen all throughout my life, some people, like I said, they'll just flutter through life and not want to take responsibility for their own actions, not wanting to get the job to, of course, sustain themselves, to, of course, attempt to be an adult, not wanting to, of course, help out in the household, all those types of things. You can't just go stay with people or living with people and you're 18, 19, 20, 25, 30, 40 years old, even 50, 60 years old, because some folks have their adult parents living with them. Or they're living with their adult parents, still expecting their parents to, of course, pay the bills and all that kind of stuff, and while they're just sitting back doing nothing. Like I said, we have to get smarter as the ones who are paying the bills to let them know that you can't live here doing that. Yes, while times are hard and while people are trying to come together in some aspects, there are folks out there, of course, still making it on their own too. Don't get it twisted. There's couples like me and my partner, we're making it on our own as well at this present time. But yes, it may get hard and that kind of thing. We know how to, of course, sacrifice different things as well. I guess I put it that way too. That's something that people will have to learn at some point. I know I had to learn. My partner learned on very early because, like I said, we had some very hard, traumatic childhoods growing up. So um, we had no reason but to be adults as kids. I put it that way. We had every reason in the book to be so, and that's what we had to do. But I know some people did not have that upbringing. And some folks feel that very entitled that, oh, since I stay here, or since that's my mother, that's my father, that's my daughter, that's my child, they should take care of me. They ain't got to pay no bills here. I ain't got to do nothing here. But in order to live in a family unit, a family house, whether y'all blood related or not, just know that everybody has to play their part and put in work in that household. If you're not working, and some people don't work, and some people lost a job, some folks are furloughed, I definitely understand that. My job was heading down that route too last month. So I definitely understand that. But I'm not going to make it an excuse as to why I'm not helping in my household. Even if it's driving for Uber, even if that's delivering stuff, I don't know, whatever it is. Even if it's just cooking dinner every damn day because I ain't got no job. At least help the folks out in the house that actually got a job and that's working and that's providing. Or cleaning up, making sure the house is clean every day. You got to do something to pay your keep and to earn your keep in any household, in any family unit that you're in, y'all. Like I said, I learned that early on. I know some people well, I can't say they don't know that. They may not care about learning that or actually doing that because they've been pacified for so long. And that's the people who are pacified them fault. I guess I put it that way. Growing up, I had aunts, of course. My big mama, my great great grandmom too. Her house was open to all the family, including those who didn't want any family to come live there or stay there for temporary or that kind of thing, because they got down on their luck and that kind of thing too. She fed folks in the neighborhood who didn't have food and that kind of thing too, helping folks out, which there's nothing wrong with that. But when you have a household to run and bills to pay, and you have folks that just feeding off you and feeding off you and feeding off you, you have to realize at some point you have to ask some folks for some money or get out your house. I've had to do that. I've had to do that to a few people in the past that had lived with me as well. Not wanting to, of course, pay their weight around the house, clean up, cook, help out around the house, anything, one working, all that kind of stuff. And at some point, of course, I had to transition them on too, because you can't just stay here doing nothing. Unfortunately, that's many folks. I'm hoping that's many folks' household. It may not be many folks' household, but of course it's mine. And it has been mine, I guess I put it that way. Because I know how folks will just use and abuse you because you're giving them free housing, or you're giving them free food, or you're giving them, not making them get a job or go to school or that type of thing. We have, like I said, us adults, the ones who are, of course, working, who are taking care of the household, at some point we have to get smart too. I had to get smart and to realize that I was being used and abused, because a lot of folks, of course, like I said, the folks that I had living with me in the past, they were able-bodied, able to work, and all those types of things. But of course, pacifying them and telling them it's okay, or they can stay there for this amount of time, and or not even give them a time limit, just say you can come stay here. Just know that we have to pay our weight around the house in some type of way, especially if you're living with others in the household, any kind of family unit. But like I said, whether you're blood related or not, if you're not working, you can't find a job, or you just got furloughed, laid off, and I understand that. At least cook and clean. If the people that's paying the bills, if they have kids, watch the kids, or take the kids out on an outing or something, even if it's a walk around the block, just to give those parents a break. Those are small free things that you can do to earn your keep in the house. You don't have to do anything else. Of course, still looking for the job and that kind of thing, but just know that you shouldn't be one. Well, in my mind, I never wanted anybody to take care of me like that. I always wanted to have something that I can, of course, fall back on, to have my own stuff and have my own things, my own income, that I can get whatever I wanted with, and not just depend on everybody else, because I know how that felt as a kid growing up. My parents my mom didn't work. Every once in a while, she had like a temp job, that kind of thing, but it wasn't often. My dad was the person bringing money home, working a full-time job. But of course, drug habits took over, drinking habits took over. We was being evicted, all types of things going on. I don't want to be in those situations where somebody has to rule over me because they're paying all the bills. And so since they're paying all the bills, I need to do what they say in the household. I never wanted that again. And I have made it so that I don't have that again. Yes, I have a partner and that kind of thing too, but of course the household is equal. I put it that way. Ain't nobody demanding stuff of people and that kind of thing. But like I said, I still earn my keep in that household too. Paying bills or not, we still have to come together. The house ain't gonna just be dirty all day. We still gotta clean up. We still gotta cook, whether it's together or separately, or however the thing is gonna work. We still have to support each other. That's the main thing, y'all. It's supporting each other inside the household. Like I said, whether you're blood related or not, that matters. You can't run a house where everybody, well, I guess you can run a house, I've seen it, where people are not helping out. I've seen people, including my own family, very stressed, very upset, very resentful because folks were living in the house and not helping out in any kind of way, but they're eating up all the food, taking up all the space. We have got to learn how to, like I said, to help out in these households. And if the person's not helping out and refusing to do so, you have to learn that. I had to learn at some point to let them go and to love them from a distance. I know that at some points, of course, I was one that, of course, feels sorry for people, that kind of thing too in the past. So trust me, like I said, I understand. But I had to learn and realize that I was blocking their lessons in life from God. I was blocking their lessons. And in order for them to, of course, start learning things on their own and to start living their own life and seeing how hard it was out here, they had to do that on their own. We all had to learn those kind of things on our own. Or at least I did. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm just speaking, I guess, from my own experience. I was raising myself, basically. Because like I said, I had parents who, like I said, were on drugs and that kind of thing, so I had no choice. I had to do what I had to do at that present time. Like I said, we definitely have to learn how to work together within these households, y'all. If not, like I said, I had to get smarter and let people go and let them and give them deadlines to move on. I put it that way. Not just let them go, but give them deadlines to move out my house is what I had to do. Yes, while I still love them. Yes, while I still, of course, words of encouragement, support, that kind of thing. I'm not paying for you to do anything. I will help you move, not paying for the move. I help you look around, find a place, that kind of thing. Other than that, that's all I was going to do, and that's it. And that's all I have done in those situations. Especially if you're bringing my household down, you're not even trying to help or do anything. Well, I'm sitting up here stressed and struggling, trying to provide food and household for you to live in while I need it for myself too. So like I said, I definitely had to get smart, y'all. And I want to, I can't really see so much sun out here. Is it budgeting with Crystal? Had a message on here. Let me see. I urge you, brothers and sisters, to watch out For those who cause division and put obstacles in your way that are contrary to the teaching you learn, I guess you have learned, keep away from them. Romans, it says 16:7. And I'm sure y'all can read them in the comments as well. And then there's someone named Ragamuffin. It says, in a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and one's foes will be members of one's own household. That's very true as well. You can have folks living with you that just mooching off you that don't even care about you. Unfortunately. Like I said, we have to get smarter. Regardless as to who says anything else, no matter how people think outside of our households, that's on them. You have a household to run, so you have to figure out what your rules are going to be inside your own house. The same way I had to figure out what the rules are going to be inside of my house as well. And how far I was going to allow someone to, of course, stay in the household not doing anything. And I'm teaching you, I'm telling you, letting you know what's going on, how to do things. You're not really willing to do it. Say you don't want the job, you don't want this, you ain't trying, want to sleep all day, smoke weed all day, do all these things. You can't stay here. That includes kids. Or my daughter-in-law. Lord, I'm looking at the thing. My goddaughter back in the day as well. She's grown. She's in her 20s now. At the time, she was about 19, 20 years old. And unfortunately, I had to let her go as well. Not let her go to, I hate her or that type of thing. No, but to move her out of my house. You're not going to stay in this house doing whatever you want to do, then ended up pregnant. That's not going to work at all. Like I said, those are my rules. And like I said, we all have to know and to figure out what our household rules are going to be for people that live inside the house. Of course, you can have a family meeting or that kind of thing. And of course, for those who, of course, you want to bring into your household, even if it's foster kids. I worked in foster care. So, of course, I met many of foster parents and that type of thing. I used to take care of kids like that. But you have to realize and understand, what are you willing to have in your house? And yes, some people are coming to your house to destroy and to bring evil spirits and that kind of thing. You have to realize what you want and what you're going to put up with in your own house, and not just house, but relationships. I keep saying house is the same thing to me as relationships. Folks that live in your house, y'all all related some kind of way. Either it's boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, I don't know, brother, sister, mother, father, whatever the case may be, or cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents, whoever you are. And some folks I just call brother and sis. They're not blood related, but of course, been family, like long time family friends and that kind of thing, or from the neighborhood. I've helped all kind of folks too. So I understand, trust me, that your heart pours out to everybody. But at some point, your heart has to pour into yourself too, and take care of yourself first before you run yourself ragged, because I have seen it. And I have done it too, to a certain extent. But like I said, we have to get smarter, y'all. I had to get smarter. My partner went through the same thing. He had to get smarter too. Like I said, we have to. I just know that some people just don't want it, y'all. And that is okay for them. That is definitely okay. At some point, God will teach them a lesson. That is on them. But we have to realize that if you don't want that in your house, no matter what relation that person is to you, you don't have to accept that at all. While it may hurt, while you're going to cry, because I've done that many a days. Over God, kids, other friends we had living with us, cried many a days. But at some point, I had to realize that I came first as well. And my household is going to be my household. I can't have a household full of chaos. Fighting, arguing, all this kind of stuff going on. I need peace. That was one of my rules. I need peace. Nobody's smoking in my house. Nobody's drinking in my house. Any of those things. If you're going to do those things, you got to go. I don't care who you are. I told my own daddy back in the day, you couldn't smoke in my house either. He respected the rule, went outside and smoked and came back in. I don't want that stuff in my house. I grew up like that. I didn't have a choice. As an adult, I do have a choice. And you have a choice too. And just know that you can exert your power whenever you want to. Just make sure the folks in your house know what's going on. Don't just do things and nobody knows what's going on. Have those conversations. That's the main thing. Have those conversations with those people. Because it's definitely unfair just to all of a sudden come home and put everybody out. Have a conversation first. And help them along the way too. That's what I'm a social worker. So that's what naturally that's what I'm going to do anyway. Show them, plant those seeds and those types of things. Make sure that you're having the conversations at least several months before the out date is coming. I guess I put it that way. To help them along, to show them how life could be if they, of course, start contributing to their own success. And to the household as well. Folks working together is always a beautiful thing. I've been in households where folks were not working together, with just chaos, fighting, all types of stuff. That's how I grew up. So I know that you can have a peaceful life. I have that now. I know that you can have that peace inside your household. But you have to create those things. and not just put up with everything is what I learned. It was hard at first, had to learn that too. But like I said, definitely I have learned at this point. I had to realize those things that I was letting folks get away with, that was on me and my boundaries that I did not have set appropriately and soundly. I guess I put it that way. I had to realize that. I beat myself up many a days because I didn't exert these boundaries in the beginning. I guess I put it that way. But that's okay. I had to learn. That was my learning curve. Now I know, and now I know what I need to do from this. Well, from that point in the past, moving forward, now I know what I need to do. And we all have to learn that. We all gonna have that learning curve. Like I said before, it's gonna hurt. But like I said, you definitely have to realize and understand that your peace and your sanity and your health comes first. So y'all, with that, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get my butt off here. So I do gotta get into work this morning. I want to say thank you all for tuning in. For those who, of course, have not been here before, if you like the message today, because I talk about a few different things: mindset, life, different issues, relationships, all that type of thing. I do talk about that a lot. So if you do want to hear more content like this, make sure that you, of course, subscribe to the channel. And for those who've been here before, definitely welcome back. So y'all have a great day. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.